Hello, and welcome to this week's Glasstire Top 5. It's the week of, January 12th, 2017. I'm Christina Rees.
I'm Rainey Knudson.
I'm going to start with shows that I haven't seen yet, because they open this Saturday, and it's 4 different shows at 500X. Julie Lieberstadt, and who's doing 3D prints and images, Rachel Livdalen, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's good, though. I like her work.
Just own it.
It's new drawings. Lynn Bowman Cravens is doing something about memory and nostalgia, I think, through photographs. And Ross Faircloth and Ashley Witt are doing a 2-person show. Something about exploring alternate planes of reality. But anyway, it's 4 solid shows all in one big building. It's opening on Saturday night. That'll be the place to go.
It feels like 500X has had crests and eddies, ebbs and flows of being good. Is it in a strong place right now?
Any place that's been open as many decades as 500X is going to have
fair
good cycles and bad cycles.
But it feels like it's in kind of a better cycle right now.
It does seem like it's in a pretty good place right now. Number 4 on our list is Anna Membrino. She's at Aaron Cluley, and I saw this show yesterday. It's paintings. She graduated from SMU a few years ago. Got her MFA from SMU, and when I first walked into the room, I wasn't wowed. But I spent a little time with these paintings, and the more time I spent with them, they really grew on me to where after 5 or 10 minutes, I was a fan. I don't know how that happens. It happens occasionally. You know that happens.
It does, and I had the opposite experience in a painting show that I will not name recently, where the longer I spent, the less I liked the work.
Well, I like her mix of use of languages, and there's something very pleasant and good-natured and nice. There's a lot of she kind of conjures light, and she's from Florida actually originally, and I think Texas is good to her if we're just judging by her newest work. I like these paintings. I think they look great in the space.
This next one, all right, we don't know much about this next one, but we both, I think, love the description of the show. This is Julia Barbosa Landois at Blue Star Contemporary in San Antonio. The title of the performance is Serious Work. And the work aims to satirize, quote, the performance artist persona, the work of art, and the work a day. She's clearly got a sense of humor, and I'll always see it as a sort of plywood bench with a cord on it and something. I don't know. This is something just based on the strength of the description alone I would go see.
I think that's a photograph of a stage. If you go through her website, you can see a lot of good photos of previous performances. She's a San Antonio-based artist. She's done a lot of performances and installations around San Antonio over the last handful of years. And the work does look humorous. It looks like she truly has a sense of humor in dealing with some pretty serious and thorny subjects, as she calls them, like religion and sexuality and the borders.
How likely is she to start screaming and pulling a yam out of an orifice?
Probably not likely at all, since it's been done, but maybe. Unless she's satirizing that particular thing.
Number 2, we've given him attention in the past, but he's just so damn good. It's Jules Buck-Jones. Again, David Shelton Gallery. It's more Jules Buck-Jones. He's interested in animals. He's interested in death. He's interested in the passage of time over the eons. I think he's interested in evolution. And it's just very, very, very good works on paper. Ink, collage, watercolor, pencil. It's pretty basic stuff. But the way he puts it together is beautiful. This is a very straightforward show. It's just framed works in the gallery in David Shelton. That's what you're getting, but all of them are stunning. There wasn't a single piece that I didn't like.
It sounds great. You don't have to sell me on Jules Buck-Jones. I'm a huge fan.
And the number 1 show, this show was such a pleasure to see. Texas Gallery. It's called Still Ed Life, Ed in parentheses, an exhibition in 2 parts. So this part 1 is going to close this weekend. If you haven't seen this, Houston, go to Texas Gallery. It's roughly 40 works. It is a hodgepodge of works, but oh my God, they're so good. Maxwell Hendler, never heard of him, neither had I. This watercolor from 1978 from this guy from Houston, who Dave Hickey told me was part of the Venice School with Rouchet and stuff, but was too shy to really, make it big. An amazing Rachel Hecker painting of a crumpled up wad of paper. God damn, that woman can use an airbrush. To me, the centerpiece of the current show is this painting by a guy called George Deem. He died in the early aughts, I think, in his 70s. This painting's from 1969, May Wilson as a Rug. It's a tribal prayer rug with portraits of this woman repeated throughout, just like a rug motif would be. It is weird. It's one of the oddest paintings I've ever seen, and just for that reason alone, I love it. But it is so well painted. If you are sick of zombie abstraction, and I think anybody with half a brain is, this will cleanse the fuck out of your palate. Part 2 is going to open January 19th. David McGee. It's a little sharper. There's a Fred Wilson, really tough Aunt Jemima piece. David McGee, Catherine Murphy, a great Walter Robinson painting of a hamburger. So don't miss part 2 opening, I guess, next week. And just bravo, Texas Gallery, for doing something so different, so wonderful, so jam-packed with goodies. I won't go so far as to say it was life-affirming, but it was just a lot of good art, and it was great to see it. And not anything that you usually see.